Action.
Hi, I'm Patrick Mannion with the EETimes, and I'm here at the ARM Tech Conference, and I'm joined by Tarbax, aka Nicholas.
Yeah, I'm Tarbax. So I'm a video blogger here at at every conference in the world. I go around and I do videos, but I also have a website about Arcos, and that's kind of like what got me interested in ARM actually. Since 2002, I've been having all the Arcos devices, and I have this community on the internet. Basically, it's like a forum and a blog, and there's tens of thousands of people going every day. And what they do is they hack it. Not as much as you actually. It's very interesting that you were showing like the insights and talking all the details about what's inside.
Yeah, Brian Fuller and myself actually are just coming off a teardown of the Arcos 7 versus the Street. Tarbax kind of joined us about that teardown. We have here the remnants of what was the Arcos 7 home tablet. You see it here. Brian will go down the Street with comparison.
Yeah, they're not really comparable, but it was a nice insight to design trade-offs. And before you dive into that, how did you get involved in following this technology way back then?
So I was always very interested in like movies, pirating movies on the internet, and downloading DivX files and watching them on like my TV and all that. And I wanted to have a portable video player. And I was also actually, before that, I was interested in having portable MP3 players, like since the 90s. And I was following all these Chinese MP3 makers. And there was one of the first one was Havon with the CD MP3 player. So you had, like, instead of having 32 megabytes in your MP3 player, that was the common thing, you could have 650. You could have a whole CD. So that was very special, like to have a CD MP3 player. But then a little bit later, I wanted to have they were the first one to make a color screen video player. It could play DivX. It came out in 2002. So August 2002, and there was a whole year of waiting before then on all the forums, and like, when is it coming out? Every day, all the forums, and people got crazy. But it's actually the same every year. People just like wait for the next thing to come, and usually they come with one every year. And so for the last few years, I've been like, there's a big fight going on since Intel announced the UMPC in 2006. And I was always like mocking it, making fun of it, in all of the blogs and all over the internet, because I've been a proponent of the ARM-powered UMPCs. Because this Intel UMPC was $2,000. It was like completely crazy price, and it's so heavy, and it had 1 hour battery life, maybe half an hour battery life. So the ARM-powered things, like that's why I've always been like for the ARM.
So let's tee up a little conversation about this design, because you're obviously very passionate about it. The iPad came out earlier this year. Steve Jobs poo-poos anything smaller than that is just complete horse hockey. You're very, very bullish on the form factor and the functionality. Talk to me.
So I like a lot the 5-inch area, like a 4 to 5-inch area. I think it fits in the pocket. So the Dell is like every pocket can fit a 5-inch. I have my Passport here. You can compare. So a Passport is designed for a pocket. So basically anything that's within a Passport, I think, is fine for a pocket. So I think 5-inch is the limit for a normal pocket. But then 7-inch is interesting as well. And Arcos has actually been making 7-inch since I think 2006. It was their first 7-inch. Every year they came with a new, but they were mostly PMPs without Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi stuff started a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. And now there's the latest one. So this is the capacity 7-inch ARM Cortex A8, the TI 3630. So this is the latest generation, because this was kind of like a side project kind of for them.
Right, it's the Arcos home tablet, by the way.
This Arcos 7 home tablet was really like to get a low-cost 7-inch, like 3 times cheaper than the iPad.
That was the whole low power, get it out there, and be their playground.
Yeah. Because Arcos is a French company, but they don't manufacture anything in France, like basically anybody else, I guess. Everybody makes stuff in China. And so they have partnerships with the Chinese manufacturer, and the Chinese come with their own designs and suggest to Arcos to also sell, to have 2 different things at the same time. So they can both have full in-house design, and Arcos is also help, like, I don't know how much they help or not, but they're also involved in the design of this one as well, to some extent. But it's more like a turnkey solution kind of thing. It's like really low cost, and they have a whole bunch of them. Like it's not only the 7/8. They also call them the Vision line, and they are making $100 ones, and they're making ones with hard drives now and stuff. It's like they really have lots of products.
So what's the main advantage of the Arc 7 then versus the Arc?
So the difference here is like the processor is like 4 times more powerful now, because it's ARM Cortex A8 versus ARM 9, or 3 or 4 times more powerful. So it's like the latest ARM Cortex A8 is it's a 45.
Oh yeah, same price point.
This is 275. So they're like 75 more.
Yeah, this came out about 289.
Yeah.
I think this would pretty much go up the market.
The thing is that I think they will continue to make these, but I don't know. I have no information. I'm just a blogger, but I think they will continue to have these like $100 cheaper than that kind of stuff. To have both.
Just to keep them in the market, right?
Yeah.
I guess play both sides.
For some reason, I mean, Arcus. I think they have this. They have the strategy. They want to have a lot of products in the market, and somehow they're easy. It's easy for them to have more products. And for example, this one last year they only had one size, the 5-inch Arcus 5, the 4.8-inch. But now they have like 5 different sizes, and they're like going crazy with it.
The Arc 10 coming out now as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So they have also the 3-inch. So this is 3.2-inch, 4.3-inch, 7-inch. They have a 10-inch. And they also have a 2.8-inch with $99. So, and basically they all have the same processor inside. Everything is the same. It's just a screen difference. A few different. Yeah. But I mean, mostly the processor is the same. It's like from this size up is 1 gigahertz and below is 800 megahertz. But it's the same TI stuff. Basically.
And these are about 300 grams or so. So what do you think about? I mean, obviously form factor. This is a little kludgy, but the Dell Streak is at 5 inches. It's not quite fashion cool, but it's more functional as a phone. It's also functional as a screen. It's also 200 and change grams, so it's a little bit lighter. So you think that'll be a valid weight?
I think there will be space for both. For some reason, I'm planning the whole year I will have both. I will have this one in my jacket pockets, because I think most jacket pockets could fit a 7-inch, which is why I think Steve Jobs is completely out of the jacket. I mean, he's completely, when he says it's dead on arrival, it's just like, I don't agree. It fits in jackets, so it means you can take it everywhere. It cannot fit in this pocket, of course, but then there you can have a 5-inch. If you only want to have 5-inch, you'll have a smaller one. But maybe it'll be like more like a kind of like a trend to walk around. And maybe do you have space in your jacket? You can try and see if it fits. There it is. You see, it fits in jackets. So it's the argument, I think. And actually, Samsung has made a big point in their Galaxy Tab to say it fits in the back pocket. But that was bullshit. I don't think. Oh, it does. Check it out. But it kind of, you have to make sure you don't sit down. Some people forget and they sit down and they have to buy a new one.
Really flexible displays.
Yeah. But I think actually the tablet is really going to take off when there's a screen that's used that has reflective mode. Some of the other videos I've done is a Pixel Chi screen.
Well, here's a catch then. Right? We have the goal is to get bigger screens to see read emails versus something in emails. Right? But then isn't a real end game to have devices that can connect over the screen? So you can connect the device to a large screen that's in the vicinity with Bluetooth connection or connection, something like that. So you can walk by a screen and connect to a larger screen and manage the device. So that's really, I think, the sweet spot of the small size display. Get the bulk of the larger.
I mean, one of the things I see, they can still make it smaller and lighter. If they can, like the battery is most of the weight, I think, in this thing. But if they have there's this new screen, the Pixel Chi screen, which I've been video blogging about, which basically mixes LCD normal backlight with the kind of like the e-ink quality. Right. But if you suddenly have that, then maybe you can have half the weight, and you can cut off a little bit more, and then it's just the screen size, just 7-inch, and it fits in the pocket. And I think 7-inch is like the Kindle stuff, and they sell 15 millions of them this year, I think. Huh?
No Kindle.
Yeah, and it's people like reading, so I don't think you can read with a backlight. But as soon as they get a screen that doesn't force you to have a backlight, which I think could be the Pixel Chi, then that will really change. And then suddenly, also the battery life is 50 hours without changing anything. Like you just change the screen.
What about flexible displays?
Yeah, I think what I understood about the flexible display is really going to be like they're going to make the screens unbreakable. It's mostly about like you can have your keys, or maybe not the keys, that's still going to scratch, but maybe it's like going to be, right now it's breakable. And when you have them unbreakable, then it's, because I'm a little bit scared not to have a case for my Arcos device. So yeah, I have to be careful not to have keys in this pocket, for example, and I should not have like coins in this pocket. If I do, then it's broken. So that's why I think the unbreakability is more like having plastic screens. That could be nice, something like that. So you can. The OLPC want to have a plastic screen in the next 3 months, 3-4 months. I think it's going to be very interesting if they succeed, because they need to mass manufacture plastic screens.
Right.
For now, nobody does.
And then how do you add touch control to that as well?
Yeah.
Very cool.
You're passionate about it.
All right.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for your show. It was cool.
Stay tuned.
Clear.
Okay.